Good morning, CES. Good morning, CES lovers. And welcome also to everyone watching online, customers and business partners and family and friends around the globe. It's just fantastic to see so many of you here today. So many that are inspired by technology and innovation and how that can be leveraged to build a better tomorrow. And it's great for us also to be here in the United States, where we have such a long and strong history. Volvo Trucks has been present here for more than 4 decades, and another of our iconic brands, Mack Trucks, who literally built the United States, is turning 125 years this year. Isn't that fantastic, right? And I can tell you that there will be great news coming along this year for Mack Trucks. And we are investing more than ever in the United States. Over the last years, we have invested billions of dollars in our industrial footprint, but also in cutting-edge new technology by and for our customers and colleagues and North American ecosystem. We are one of the largest producers of trucks, of buses, of construction equipment, of drive trains, propulsion systems in the world. And why are we here at the CES? Because you might not think about it all that much, but transport and logistics is what makes modern life possible. And at the Volvo Group, we are using technology to innovate and transform the very foundation of the transportation industry. And with our scale, what we do has a major impact across the globe. And the current transport and logistics transformation is about shaping the world we want to live in, and also for future generations. So friends, let's have a look at who we really are. Get started.
Look inside and you'll find who you're meant to be. Unstoppable.
But what if we were not here? Then society would rapidly shut down, hospitals would lack medical equipment, and grocery stores would be stripped bare. Garbage would be piled outside your and my home. That is how important transport and logistics is for society, for business, and for people. It is literally the lifeblood that drives prosperity. And that's why we work tirelessly to keep the lights on. Thriving societies are built on transport and infrastructure solutions. Take United States as an example. More than 70% of all goods used in our daily lives, from food to manufactured goods, are transported to our stores, to plants, and to our homes by trucks. Transport is not just about moving people or goods from one place to another. It binds us together, fuels our economy, and enriches our life and in society in countless ways. And the demand for transport is growing, driven by trends like growing middle class, e-commerce, mass customization, urbanization. As a matter of fact, freight volumes are expected to grow by 5 times between 2010 and 2050. The wealth creation is the key driver to why logistics, transport, and infrastructure development exist in the first place. The rule is as simple as it is important. the more advanced logistics a country or a region has, the higher GDP per capita. It is a straight line. But with transport comes also negative side effects, such as climate impact, pollution, congestion, noise. We have improved those a lot over the last many years, but there is still a lot to continue to address. The transformation to a fossil-free and a safe transport system is happening to turn the red side effects into green opportunities. And it will be a bumpy road. It will take some time, but it will happen. It will happen because everyone that is involved, it makes sense for them. And because so many companies and societies across the globe really want to see those changes. The transformation will lead to a new level of prosperity and sustainability for real. And the companies and people that can make it happen will get rewarded. They will get rewarded with high levels of growth. To us in the Volvo Group, driving prosperity is about providing solutions that make modern life work here and now, while at the same time tirelessly to improve solutions and deliver new ones to shape also the world that we want to live in tomorrow. Emissions from supply and distribution chains account for almost 87% of big companies' emissions. Because of this, companies must work with partners they trust to address their carbon footprint. And that is where companies like us, where we come in. By being first movers, leading the tech shift, and creating advanced value chains, we can help our customers address this transformation step by step. However, creating the complete ecosystem for fossil-free transport is not something that any one company can do alone. We need to partner up. Big companies and startups, government and private sector, truck producers and transport companies, transport buyers and consumers of goods, including all of you in this room, all of you watching online. Partnership is truly the new leadership. And it sounds great, right? But how do we get there in reality? Well, we have an equation of the adoption of fossil-free solutions, an equation where all the variables play a vital role to make this transformation to happen. And if you remember your multiplications in school math, you will know that if any one of these parameters or variables is zero, the outcome will be zero. But unlike your school math, that zero result will have major repercussions globally. So let's start with our first parameter, availability of products. And we have already accumulated hundreds of millions of miles of experience with zero-emission technology. Our CTO, Lars Stenqvist, will soon provide a detailed overview. And Volvo Group is fully committed to achieving net zero emissions by 2040. We have successfully launched battery-powered trucks, dumpers, haulers, excavators, buses, boats across Europe, across North America, United States, and many other regions. And I'm proud to say that we lead in this field, holding half of the e-truck market in North America and an impressive 70% in Europe. And I can tell you, when you talk to both truck drivers, fleet owners, and anyone in and around the trucking industry, once you've made the shift, you don't want to go back. The red side effects are turning into green opportunities. We also aim to grow in services to support this transition, obviously, pioneering artificial intelligence, connectivity as part of the twin transformation. We have almost 2 million connected assets that we can leverage together with our customers and other partners in the value chain. So we are on the cutting edge here. Cost is another crucial factor. And when we talk about cost, it is important to remind ourselves that a truck or an articulated hauler is not a big car, it is a piece of production equipment. And for our customers to switch to fossil-free alternatives, clean transportation tech must be profitable and cost competitive. Robust policies are needed to bridge the gap, not at least in the startup, between a diesel and an electric truck. We need a combination of incentives and initiatives to encourage and accelerate green adoption and clean adoption. So what's next? Infrastructure, of course. To go electric, we need charging infrastructure for heavy vehicles, but building it takes time. In Europe, we need 40,000 fast charging stations by 2030, but currently we only have 500. We need to continue to invest. Infrastructure investment and smart policy are lagging behind. We need to work together. We need grid modernization and institutional reform. In the United States, it can take 1 to 2 years to secure permits for charging stations, 3 to 5 years to upgrade distribution, and 10 to 20 years to build substations. The time to act was yesterday, as we know, but now we must move faster than ever. And when we have energy in place, let's make it green, together, and clean. Green energy production needs to increase, and clean energy production needs to increase. And it must be predictable. Currently, clean energy, when available, is the lowest cost energy source of all. That's good news. And that is why we have secured long-term renewable contracts for all our operations. And for example, in Sweden with the Swedish utility company Vattenfall for all Swedish operations. So this transition is about much more than transportation. The world simply must have more clean energy sources across the board. The last of our variable is a massive network of coordinated players along and across the value chains. Andrea Fuder, our chief purchasing officer, will be on a bit later, and I'm sure you will be impressed with the sheer scale of this supply chain. That supply chain, and many are represented here today, delivers magic, but it must evolve to take up net zero emissions. Everything from processing and refining raw materials to production of batteries and electric drivetrains. And what is more, going green and clean should be profitable for everyone in the value chain, and it must happen quickly. So my math lesson is almost done. And if you've been keeping track, I've shown you five variables that will determine the speed of adoption. This transformation will likely follow the rhythm of the hype cycle. We have had the technology triggers. We know that many of them, and most of them are working. And we have passed the peak of inflated expectations. Now we are somewhere in the trough of disillusionment. But yet, friends, this is not the end. It's the turning point. Because history shows that this stage is where strategies are refined, resilience is tested, and the foundation for success are built. Because the right tech solutions will eventually win. And soon momentum will accelerate again, and those prepared will lead the way forward. And when it turns, the winners will be the companies that have the right products and solutions and the ability and speed to adapt. But ultimately, and most importantly, the winners will be those with the right people. And why? Because in the end, it's all about people. Their expertise, the commitment, and the trust we put into colleagues and partners. In times of change, trust becomes the ultimate human currency. At Volvo, trust isn't just a value, it's the foundation of how we operate. And that's why we have always placed our people at the heart of everything we do. And as many of you know, when thinking about Volvo and closing your eyes, that's the reason why safety has always been one of our core values since inception. I'm proud that Volvo Group has led this transformation from the start. Confidence in innovation is in our people's DNA, and it's also part of our heritage as a Swedish company. And part of the reason our country has such a strong position in innovation is due to the focus and investment we put on technology and climate. And with this in mind, I would like to introduce you to someone who is a unique example of the Swedish passion of innovation and collaboration. That type of collaboration between private and public sectors that as a country we have championed. So up next, we are honored to be joined by our Minister for Energy, Business and Industry, our Deputy Prime Minister for Sweden, Ebba Busch. But first, to introduce our Minister, a snapshot of Swedish innovation.
Det finns sånt som jag drömt om men aldrig tror på. Jag har hört nästan allt, har bara inte förstått. Det kan låta fett, lame men whatever. Jag är egentligen där när det händer. När du kollar på mig är jag i Havanna. Det finns ingen som dig, tror mig ingen annan. Det kan låta fett, lame men whatever. Hela världen försvann, sen fanns bara du. Jag känner bara wow. Jag kan inte få nog när jag är med dig. Finns ingenting annat än wow. Du får all den tid jag har, bara du stannar kvar. Så låt mig känna allt, för vi ska ingenstans. Pulsen hög, hjärtat rusar i kapp. Jag känner bara wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, visitors of Vegas, nerds and lovers of tech. I'm here to talk about three things: innovation, values, and hope for the next generation. And how these three things drives wealth and welfare. Sweden is a land of science and engineering. We are home to the Nobel Prize. We have a unique love for innovation and collaboration. And I would say that with hard work and curiosity, we keep on reinventing ourselves. But how did we get here? And where are we headed? Well, in the mid-1800s, Sweden was we were the poorest country in Europe, defined by cold, by starvation and hopelessness. A situation that led 1 million Swedes to leave for the US. But hope arose through groundbreaking innovations, brilliant engineers, and tireless efforts by hardworking people. And they drove economic growth and laid the foundation for an engineering tradition that defines Sweden's identity today. From the dynamite to today's fossil-free industries, technological development drives our prosperity. But today, we face a somewhat similar challenge. Many young people lack hope. And as a mother of 2 children of my own, I can see that so many parents now worry that their children may not experience better living conditions than they had themselves. Can you imagine what that does to a whole generation? The 2 key ingredients to Sweden's success, hard work and curiosity, are now in danger. And of course, fear can drive action, but too much fear leads to hopelessness, it leads to paralysis, and political decisions lately rooted in quite a lot of fear for climate change, war, or pandemics, that hinders next generation to believe and pursue these values. Yet, there is so much hope. New technologies offer incredible possibilities. And here I would actually like to make a direct appeal to you all sitting here in this room or listening online now. as business leaders, as mothers, as fathers, as policymakers, well, as fellow citizens, you, we all have a great responsibility to instill the values of hard work and curiosity in the next generation. Do not underestimate the power of what we model as admirable and worth striving for. Like our ancestors, we can transform fear into hope and build a more prosperous tomorrow. Sweden, I would say, is quite uniquely positioned for what is to come. We are truly creating the Swedish dream. Our companies have a global outlook, and they are indispensable in the new technological value chains that are emerging. And mobility, obviously, is a key strength for us, a field where we integrate different technologies into quite complex systems. But this does not only include trucks and buses. We make our own fighter jets and submarines too. And we believe in communication. Companies like Ericsson truly connect the world. We excel in clean technologies, leading the fossil-free transition, including green steel production, and all this powered by an electricity system that is 98% fossil-free. Our companies are climate heroes. We have amazing natural resources, including metals and rare earth metals that are essential parts of new technology. And we're a space nation too. So if you want to launch rockets in the EU, anybody in here got any plans on that? Well, if you have those plans, you have to go to the northern part of Sweden, to Esrange, and I gladly welcome you myself. For 16 years, Sweden has consistently ranked among the top 3 most innovative countries in the world. We are number 2 in patent applications per capita, ranked as 3rd best country in the world according to US News, and 2nd in WIPO's World's Most Innovative Economy, and 1st in Quality of Life Index. Stockholm producing the most unicorns per capita after Silicon Valley. You might think this is bragging, but I learned from an American yesterday that if it's facts, it's not bragging. On December 10th, Darren Ashimoglu, Simon Johnson, and James A. Robinson received the Nobel Prize in Stockholm. And their research shows just how strong institutions promote long-term growth. And Sweden, well, this principle is very evident. We're a democracy with robust institutions, political stability, and high levels of trust among people, businesses, and government. And I would say that this fosters a safe investment climate and strong returns, if anyone is interested in that. Swedes embrace new technologies early, and we make the world both sing and dance and play and look good, from ABBA to Avicii, from Minecraft to Candy Crush, and from H&M to Fjällräven. Swedish companies are experts at turning technology into complex systems and solutions. International collaboration with like-minded nations is essential, particularly in a world where geopolitics increasingly shapes technology. So, finally, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to be part of Team Sweden, where hard work and curiosity turns poverty to prosperity and hopelessness to hope for the next generation. So, join Sweden. We're open for business. Thank you.
Wow! Thank you very much indeed, Ebba. And we need shared goals, solid roadmaps, and we need to take action. And for us as a company, that means taking action even at a time when we do not know exactly how the shift from the fossil-based to a fossil-free platform will play out in time and across regions. And that is why we are developing 3 parallel tracks of technology for fossil-free transport. Battery electric, it's about hydrogen-powered fuel cell electric, and combustion technology with renewable fuels. It is a massive undertaking and a once-in-a-lifetime challenge. But I'm so proud that we have some of the best and most passionate engineers in the world working on it. And talking about engineers, the one heading up our technology, innovations, and groundbreaking concepts that are shaping the future of transport is our own master of tech. So please welcome Lars Stenqvist, the CTO of the Volvo Group.
Thank you, Martin, and hello, everyone. It's great to be here with you today at CES. You've heard Martin talk about driving prosperity, enabling our customers to create value to society here and now, while at the same time developing the solutions of tomorrow. And that's all about innovation. I'm here to show you how we turn ideas into reality, how we use innovation to shape the world we want to live in. We are on a transformation journey, and where we are going, our trucks, buses, and construction equipment, they will be 100% fossil-free, but also 100% safe and 100% more productive. And the good news is, we are already delivering in this direction. We have delivered the heavy-duty Volvo VNR Electric across 19 US states and Canadian provinces. Worldwide, our electric Volvo trucks are rolling in 49 countries, covering more than 130 million kilometers or 82 million miles. That's equal to more than 3,000 laps around the globe. Our 15,000 engineers, my 15,000 idols, they are key players on this journey. Because to decarbonize our industry, there's no single magic solution, no silver bullet. It's about having the right tools for the right job to be done. Different sectors in the transportation industry need different solutions, whether it's construction sites in cities, transporting goods across the country, or moving people in buses. We will also see different solutions for different regions of the world. And that's where our three-path propulsion strategy comes into play. By 2040, we believe most vehicles will be electric. But not just one kind of electric solution. We are investing heavily in both battery electric and fuel cell electric. And besides electrification, we're investing heavily in combustion engines, running on fossil-free, renewable fuels like green hydrogen. But instead of me just telling you how we are going to achieve all of this, I think it's better that I show you. So now, imagine this. A world where our cutting-edge vehicles and technologies are already transforming transportation. That world isn't just a concept, it's happening right here, right now. And Anders, my VR assistant, will help me with some live animations. Anders, are you ready to go?
Yes.
Behind me, you will see our virtual representation of a world where our innovations are already in motion. As we go on this journey together here, you will experience how our technology is shaping the future of transportation and construction. So let's dive in. Picture the cities of tomorrow. Clean air, quiet streets, and emission-free vehicles delivering everything we need. So how do we get there? Well, let's start by following a package to be delivered on this journey. And behind me, you will see our recently launched highway truck, the all-new Volvo VNL. VNL is our name of our flagship truck here in North America, designed to set new industry standards in heavy-duty trucking, and it's the platform for all future technologies. We know that aerodynamic has a major impact on energy efficiency of a truck, so we decided to optimize the cab design, making it much more streamlined. And this, together with major powertrain enhancements, is a key factor in achieving up to 10% in fuel and energy efficiency. And the redesigned windshield brings other benefits. It provides much better visibility for the driver, which is important for safety on the road. Martin was into it. Safety is in the Volvo DNA, and our engineers have focused on several new active safety systems to continue our journey towards zero accidents, or 100% safe, as we say in Volvo. One example is Volvo Active Driver Assist and a new pedestrian detection system, alerting the driver and activating frontal emergency braking if needed. Our goal is clear: to create solutions meeting the demands of tomorrow, cleaner, safer, more efficient, smarter transport and construction. Smarter is very much connected to seamless connectivity and data. Already today, we have 1.7 million connected vehicles worldwide. We are monitoring the performance of these vehicles. We are being able to coach our customers on fuel efficiency and to predict breakdowns of components to avoid downtime in critical operations. There is so much potential around connectivity and data. But remember, we're on a mission to deliver. Anders is helping me deliver a package. And as we approach the city, our electric van from Flexis, our joint venture together with Volvo Group, takes over the last mile delivery of the package to our homes. With increasing urbanization, booming e-commerce, electric transport is essential to cut emissions and reduce air pollution in city centers. And then once delivery is made, we end up with the packaging material at home, a form of waste. Our Mack electric garbage truck arrives to ensure that waste is managed in a clean and quiet way. What we are showcasing here is a glimpse of today's solutions as well as the future. Emission-free vehicles designed to reduce environmental impact and improve efficiency at every stage of the journey. Now, imagine you are walking beside a construction site in the city on your way to work, to school, or to meet friends. I mean a heavy construction site with many machines working in parallel. A heavy construction site where the air is clean, noise is minimal, and everything is just running smoothly. That's not the future, that's today. Because right here behind me, you see our electric excavator hard at work alongside a Volvo electric truck. And to run a fully electric site like this is definitely sometimes a challenge for the electric grid. And to support and balance the grid, we have our battery energy storage solution, or BESS as we like to call it. No diesel generators, no fumes, no noise, just clean energy getting the job done. This is a complete ecosystem. The excavator is digging, the truck is hauling, and the BESS is making sure we have a smooth operation. These aren't just concepts, they are real. Real working solutions that are building the cities of tomorrow in a way that's better for the environment and safer for everyone. And now think what this really means. We are not just electrifying construction. We are transforming the entire process, the entire ecosystem of city construction. Question is, of course, what makes all of this possible? A lot of important hardware, but not just hardware. Our vehicles are getting more and more software defined. We are truly at the beginning of a paradigm shift here. And to cater for future demands, Volvo Group, together with one of our main competitors, Daimler Truck, intends to start a tech joint venture that will develop and deliver a software-defined vehicle platform for commercial vehicles. Hardware and software up to the operative system level. The intended name of this joint venture is Coretura, and by teaming up with Daimler Truck, we will accelerate the development of this platform and share the burden of heavy investments. And by that, we are freeing up resources that we are going to use to develop all the Volvo Group vehicle functions that will run on this platform. It's important here to understand collaborating with a competitor in order to be competitive. We expect other commercial vehicle OEMs to show interest in this platform, and maybe this can turn into a standard operating system for our industry. This intended joint venture will pave the way for the next generation of vehicles. And it's much more than just a technological upgrade. It's redefining transport intelligence. Highly integrated vehicles that can be constantly improved with software updates, providing greater safety, greater productivity, and greater value for all our customers. And the transformation doesn't end here. Let's move to hydrogen, green hydrogen, an exciting piece of the puzzle on our journey to decarbonize transportation. Behind me, you will see an articulated hauler in action, a beast. Volvo is the world market leader in articulated haulers, and this one is the world's first hydrogen-powered articulated hauler. In this case, it's a fuel cell electric hauler prototype. So instead of electric energy stored in batteries, we are converting hydrogen into electricity on board the vehicle. And this is a proof point that fuel cell electric vehicles can manage the toughest jobs in construction and long-haul trucking. You definitely need a hydrogen infrastructure, but the benefits of fuel cells are many. You are not dependent on the electrical grid capacity. You have a high hydrogen conversion efficiency, long range, quick refueling, and the only emission here, it's water vapor. That's the kind of game-changing solutions we are talking about. And besides hydrogen in fuel cells, we also believe in hydrogen for combustion engines as one of the fossil-free renewable fuels for the future. I'm sure we are sure that we will see variations of infrastructure, supply and price of green electricity and green hydrogen in different parts of the world. And again, that's why we have a three-path strategy to support customer needs just everywhere. But there's more. We are in a green and digital transformation at the same time. So let me introduce you to a zero-emission autonomous wheel loader. It's a truly innovative research and development concept. Uses AI to create self-learning capabilities, meaning that it can adapt to different scenarios, make real-time decisions, and even safely interact with humans on site. It's a site, but our innovation doesn't stop on land. So now, let's continue with autonomous applications and go to Volvo Penta and our hybrid electric vessels. I think some of you can agree that docking a boat in tough conditions can be a challenge. Yeah? I see some of you nodding. So do I. Volvo Penta is offering an industry-first innovation with assisted docking technology, the next step in marine automation. It simplifies the demanding task of docking a boat in a harbor by counteracting the effects of wind and current, making it easier and safer to maneuver in tight spaces. You simply point with a joystick where you want to go, and the system docks the boat. On your left here, you see how the system is docking the boat smoothly. On your right, you see how Anders is struggling to compensate for the winds. It's not easy. So Anders, do you want a second run, or?
Yes, please.
I would guess so, yeah. This innovation isn't only about convenience. Like so much that I have shown you so far, it's about increasing safety and efficiency. So far we have explored the transformation of urban environments and construction sites, but what about highways? Volvo Group's vision for the future of freight transport is here. The high-tech, production-ready Volvo VNL Autonomous, the key piece of our autonomous transport ecosystem. As Martin mentioned earlier, freight volumes are projected to fivefold between 2010 and 2050, making autonomous transport not just an innovation, but a necessity. Yet, it's much more than just adding capacity. Autonomous transport is about transforming how goods move across vast distances with greater efficiency and safety. This transformation, however, is no small task, and it requires significant collaboration. Why? We have partnered up with Aurora Innovation, whose Aurora driver is seamlessly integrated into the Volvo VNL Autonomous. So now it's my pleasure to welcome Sterling Anderson, co-founder and chief product officer at Aurora. Sterling! Welcome.
Thanks. And good morning, CES. It's great to be here and showcase some of the extraordinary work that's been done by our collective teams.
Great to have you here, Sterling. And we have worked together now for a couple of years, and one thing is super clear. We both share a deep commitment to safety. At Volvo, safety is in our DNA, built into everything we do, including the Volvo VNL Autonomous. And at Aurora, the Aurora driver reflects exactly the same focus. And I feel that the partnership between our teams has taken safety to a new level. What's your view, Sterling?
Yeah, that's certainly been our collective goal. Look, safety is the primary value proposition of autonomy. Like Volvo, we built Aurora around a commitment to it. Our driver is designed to be superhuman, to see further, to think faster, and to react better than a human driver could. And I want to show you a quick example of that. What you'll see here in the video that we're about to play is an Aurora-powered heavy truck hauling a commercial load in the middle of the Texas desert in the dead of night. A human driver wouldn't expect to see a pedestrian on the side of the highway in these circumstances. Yet that's exactly what the Aurora driver is about to detect. And what you'll notice is it detects it a full 11 seconds before a human would have. As this video plays, I want you to keep your eye on the small red box that the Aurora driver places around the pedestrian when it sees it and begins to track it. And then I want you to watch the high-resolution camera and tell me if you had been driving this truck, at what moment would this pedestrian have been visible to you and your human eye? So we can roll the tape. So you notice here right at the outset, the Aurora driver has already picked up this pedestrian as shown there in that box. Now I want you to watch the camera feed and imagine you're a human driving this truck at night. It's about 11 seconds later. You see that pedestrian. That's enough time for the Aurora driver to have noticed, tracked, decided it was safer to get over, looked for other traffic in the adjacent lane, gotten over, and given sufficient berth to this pedestrian in passing it.
11 seconds, that can definitely save a life. And that means to me that you and the team, you have solved really the biggest challenges in autonomous driving. This with accurately seeing and then safely reacting to the world around you. Could that be true?
Yeah, it's one of them, certainly one of them. This and other examples like it give us confidence that the system is capable of superhuman performance on the road. Now, Aurora's perception system uses high-resolution cameras, imaging radar, short-range lasers, microphones, and our proprietary FirstLight LiDAR to see the world around it and see through darkness, rain, fog, and even snow. And we've integrated this deeply with the Volvo VNL Autonomous, giving the trucks that it operates the ability to detect and track even small objects, like debris or small people at ranges of up to 500 meters. Now, the Aurora driver that's operating these trucks is constantly monitoring its entire surroundings, and it can make quicker, more informed decisions than a human can. As you saw in that video, 11 seconds really can save a life. Now, we tested the verifiable AI at the core of the Aurora driver in millions of miles of real-world driving and in billions of effective miles in simulation. For instance, before the Aurora driver ever performed an unprotected left-hand turn on the roadway, it had practiced 2 million unprotected left-hand turns in simulation.
It's impressive. 200 million simulations. I think we all know that making a left turn with oncoming traffic is one of the trickiest moves on the road.
Yeah, the Aurora Driver is a sophisticated system to do stuff like this, but we can't deliver it alone. To deliver the highest levels of safety, quality, reliability, and scale, we recognize that it has to be developed and integrated deeply and hand with the self-driving truck platform. And that's really where our partnership comes in.
Indeed, and we have built redundancy into the core of our truck. When we look at the Volvo VNL Autonomous, and you can experience it here at CES, at the Continental booth, we are seeing a truck designed from the beginning for autonomy. It's built here at our North American plant with 6 key redundancy systems: dual braking, steering, communication, computing, power, energy storage, and motion control. We have even duplicated critical lights and hazard signals.
Yeah, and by tightly integrating the Aurora Driver with each of these systems, we've created a truck that's not only safe, but it's reliable and it's manufacturable at extremely large scales.
Exactly, and with this, we have now created the blueprint for autonomous technology for future models, brands, and use cases. So Sterling, this with partnership, collaboration, why is it imperative in order to take self-driving to full production?
Yeah, it's a good question. Look, early into the founding of Aurora, we recognized the only way we could bring safe, reliable autonomous vehicles to market was through an ecosystem of industry leaders. A redundant platform, as I said, is critical to the safe deployment and large-scale adoption of this technology. Now, doing this work together was a very large investment for both of us, but it's one that I'm confident will provide enormous dividends for customers of this product in the future.
And we are showing how partnership is the leadership. So ladies and gentlemen, what we have shared today is not a concept or a prototype or a vision of what's to come. It's happening now. Our autonomous trucks are already in commercial operation, transporting goods for customers like DHL across Texas. We have now been operating in autonomous mode with the safety driver on public roads, a key step in this journey. Together, Aurora and Volvo have achieved many milestones on the path to fully autonomous commercial trucking, with only one final step ahead, tough one, removing the safety driver. And we are well on our way to achieving that. So, ladies and gentlemen, together, Aurora and Volvo, we are not just gearing up for success, we are delivering success. Thank you, Sterling, for being with us here today. Thank you for being a great partner.
You bet. Happy to. Thanks.
We have covered a lot of ground today together, from electric vehicles and hydrogen-powered solutions to software-defined vehicles and autonomous technology. At Volvo Group, we are proudly integrating these exciting technologies across transportation segments, from sea to land, from mining to highways to city environments. We are in the midst of transforming our industry. I hope we have demonstrated to you the powerful real-world potential of a reimagined transportation and infrastructure landscape built with climate tech at its very core. And speaking of transforming industry, this is a journey that requires close collaboration with our partners. Here to share the details of how we tap into the power of collective demand to drive innovation across our supply network, please welcome on stage my close colleague, friend, our Chief Purchasing Officer, Andrea Foder.
Hi everyone. I am very excited to be here and share on how we can scale up climate tech for a more prosperous future. Let me start with some stats. By 2050, 50% of the emission reductions needed to achieve net zero are expected to come from technologies not yet available at scale. And in many ways, we will also need to rely on new technologies, innovations that still must be unlocked for the green transition. So, if technologies are yet to be imagined or are in fact in the need to scale, how can we build an innovations mindset and create the prerequisites to scale? Well, big companies like us must utilize their purchasing power and that of their entire ecosystem to catalyze their commercial adoption. Martin talked about driving prosperity in how the most important part of the equation is, in fact, to take the whole ecosystem with us. I am here to talk about how we can leverage purchasing power and drive collective demand to enable the transformation. Let me start by giving you a flavor of our extensive supply network. If we guess it, just one representative from each of our first-tier supply partners, we would need 25 rooms like this, some 50,000 partners. Each has its own supply network, which creates an even vaster ecosystem. So to achieve a sustainable future, we must leverage this entire network. Purchasing is, in fact, a strategic powerhouse at the heart of every company. It sets a direction of a business, turning ambitions into reality, words into actions. This is purpose and impact for real. Our Volvo Group 2040 commitment to a net zero value chain depends on our success together in partnership. We are one team, learning, innovating, accelerating, and scaling technology innovations together. And we have clear demands in place to drive innovation for sustainable solutions, like decarbonization targets for our supply network. And our influence doesn't stop at our 50,000 direct supply partners. These demands must be pushed through the entire supply network, forming a massive ecosystem where every player shapes the future. In many ways, it works a bit like the good old game of domino, with every action creating a chain effect, amplifying the impact. At Volvo Group, we have moved from transactional relationships into real partnerships, driving prosperity and impact for the entire value chain. We are making it happen with a wide range of corporations, utility companies, academia, transport companies, and startups. Partnerships are being forged in ways that no one would have imagined years ago, even with our competitors. And all this to help speed up the transportation and logistics transition. So, in being a true partner, what do we do differently? We extend our hand to help. For example, we share our knowledge and data openly to ensure a good pace of progress. We offer upskilling through our Purchasing by Volvo Group platform in areas like carbon accounting, energy savings, and circularity. And in addition, we are unique in having a dedicated team pursuing low-carbon materials, fossil-free and circular models who are at hand and support to validate carbon reduction roadmaps. Now you may ask, is this approach successful? Well, we were the first in the world to launch fossil-free steel vehicles, which created a totally new market. And now we have moved further into low-carbon materials with aluminium, copper, and polymers. And of course, I can promise we will continue to innovate. But we do not innovate alone. The collective impact is what will drive speed. It is only by leveraging this collective purchasing power that we can fast-track green technology and climate innovation. But let's be transparent. This is in no means an easy journey. Fossil-based solutions, while currently lower in price, do not include the full cost to society, like costs for poor air quality, wildfires, flooding, hurricanes, and so on, all direct impacts of global warming. We must find ways to achieve fair cost comparison. And the world is complex. Right now, we face geopolitical instability, political fragmentation, regulatory pressure, and the lack of synchronized agendas. All this has, of course, an impact on our ability to deliver. But our approach at Volvo Group stays, it is to navigate collectively and find innovative ways to accelerate our journey to net zero. Because we cannot lose our guiding North Star to come to a fossil-free society. We simply need to foster the technologies required for that transition. The power of a supplied network with a shared purpose to drive positive change is exponential. This collective demand is, in fact, a make or break for the green transition. So, how do we move forward? The answer is obvious. Together, with transparency and with trust. And someone we certainly can trust to lead us through this transition is Martin. Let me welcome him back to stage for some closing words. Martin, please join us again.
Thank you, Andrea. Thank you, Andrea. It's so impressive to see this impressive ecosystem that Andrea is talking about, and many of you are here today, and the sphere of influence that we can represent, but also that you can represent. I'm humbly standing here now representing the Volvo Group, very proud. We have a fantastic heritage and history. In many ways, Mack Trucks built America, from the Statue of Liberty to supporting troops during World War I and II, and up to today. And in parallel, across the pond, Volvo was instrumental in the Swedish success story, going from a rural economy to an industrial and high-tech one. And transport and infrastructure continue to be a prerequisite for driving prosperity. But we must deliver transportation and infrastructure that is considerably more safe, more sustainable, and more productive than it is today. And we are in the middle of a historic transformation with fantastic opportunities. Succeeding is about aligning with a long-term vision. It is about utilizing innovation and technology, creating business models. It is about working together across sectors. But more than anything, it is about dedicated and passionate people coming together to completely reinvent and transform our world. As one of my predecessors said, long-serving CEO of Volvo, Gunnar Engellau, he said, "I take my hat off for everything that has been achieved, but I take my jacket off and roll up the sleeves for the future." On that note, please welcome back my fellow speakers on stage again and give them a big hand of applause. Thank you. Lars, Andrea, Ebba, Sterling. So just to finalize, let's shape the world we want to live in and let's do it together. Thank you.
Yes.